Been a really long time, tangu nikuvutie. I only called today, but I think about you every day. Najua nilichoma, yeah, I take the blame. Juu tangu iyo day, I've never been the same. Find me at B&D of late kila weekendi. Nimekosana na wengi, lakini sisi I'm regretting. I know you know me well, usikate juu niko mlevi. Please don't hang up on me, niache niseme ukweli. I've been upset cause no one loves me better. Hata wanipende aje, na wapenda shingo pande. I know you're upset cause no one loves you better. Hata wakupende aje, utahepa someday. I'm not stalking you, niliona umepost pictures are cost. Your new man doing the most. You seem happy, you seem so happy. Called to let you know I'm taken but available for you. Bestie, we nirudishie phone, cause you don't understand what the hell is going on. Kilimani reminds me I'm alone. Oh, I need to call her now. She needs to know what's in my heart. Oh, I've been upset cause no one loves me better. Hata wanipende aje, na wapenda shingo pande. I know you're upset cause no one loves you better. Hata wakupende aje, utahepa someday. I've been upset cause no one loves me better. Hata wanipende aje, na wapenda shingo pande. I know you're upset cause no one loves you better. Hata wakupende aje, utahepa someday.
Reminds me I'm alone. Oh, I need to call her now. She needs to know what's in my heart. Oh, Kilimani reminds me I'm alone. Oh, I need to call her now. Needs to know what's in my heart.
Mahali kautamu flani, papasu vijana barubaru, yeah. Ukinipanda uwezi shuka, ikitwa uwezi ruka, kutoka iwezekani, hani, kwangu ni kwako ndani. Hata ufungwe shuka, wakushuke matuta, na kuone yanga mbali. Mimi ndo mwenye mali. Nataka tabibu anitibu, juu mwalimu hanajibu. The way you smile, you ignite my soul. Nipe your time, your body and soul. Ona majaribu ya usiku, unainama. Sina nguvu, mwenzako sina hali. Usiende mbali. Oh. Nimeguzwa mahali na kautamu flani, na kama ni wewe ongeza paka nilewe. Utulivu wa bahari, kautamu flani, na kama ni wewe ongeza paka nilewe.
Yeah, zangu zikishuka na kuita una lift my mood. Umenitepa na umekwama kwangu, nikioma vitu nipe vitu
zangu. Huko Kinondoni there is a gap somewhere.
Zangu haziwezi shuka, you complete upumbavu wangu. Mama mia tumia mamia zangu. What a sight, I got my eyes on you, on you.
I close my eyes now, akilini nawaza, furaha nitaipata vipi, meza yangu inahitaji viti. I speak my heart, nimekosewa na my human pride, na nimeona vile love is blind. I pray to God miss my sign, when love comes my way.
Anijibu, jumwalimu, anajibu. The way you smile, you ignite my soul. Nipe your time, your body and soul. Una majaribu ya usiku, unainama, nasimama, mwenzako sina hali, usiende mbali.
Nimeguzwa mahali na kautamu flani, na kama ni wewe, ongeza mpaka nilewe, utulivu wa bahari, kautamu flani, na kama ni wewe, ongeza mpaka nilewe.
From sunrise to sunset, all day and night. Pawa Radio.
Mwezi umefika kwa kona, unaniona mini danda. Stima imeanza kubip, sasa anani beep. New phone, new this na scare. Gesi imekauka, na unga imepanda bei. Kwani haujui hali ya uchumi ni mbaya. Wapi wale wote ulikimbilia, vitu vikiniendea mbaya. Kama hungeniringia ningekuwa nawe. Uliza benki ya dunia, vile raia waumia, kusikia gharama kubwa za maisha zimefilisisha. Wapenzi na waseja wanalalamika nje. Chumi ni mbaya, chumi ni mbaya, sijisikie vibaya mpenzi, tapitia haya sote. Sema vile umenimisi, jinsi unanihisi, tena nifurahi. Nimetuma zile za pikipiki, si uje tule mbuzi na viazi karai. Eti wataka nije nikakupika, umejipoda wafi na vumbi haikufai. Uski, petroli ilikauka, na uba zikapanda bei. Kwani haujui hali ya uchumi ni mbaya. Kama si kiburi chako ningekuwa nawe. Uliza benki ya dunia, vile raia waumia, kusikia gharama kubwa za maisha zimefilisisha. Wapenzi na waseja wanalalamika nje. Chumi ni mbaya, chumi ni mbaya, sijisikie vibaya mpenzi, tapitia haya sote. Taarifa ambazo sasa zimetufikia, wanandoa wapigana kama mabondia. Pesa kukosekana kweli ni hatia, wangapi kila siku wanakatisiana ya uchumi mbaya.
From sunrise to sunset, all day and night. Power Radio.
You're my lady, my sweetie cake, my chocolate, one and only. Check vile umebeki kinjana spendi mali yake. Nitakupenda daily makienyeji usinjale. Keti nami tupange wedding na tumbeki babies. Take me kwa mkono tundansi wajueni we. Wajueni we. Wajueni we. Wajueni we. Wajueni we. Wajueni we.
Okwela nyoma sandi kukolgeni bunde poka duoko kanisi mama yo. Muda unasonga ila roho yangu wewe bado nazoza. Vitu tumeona mina we haziwezi pimika. Oh mama samilima Kimanungu nitimo na ukanyalo pime mbeleji Usikuchunya yoyo Sema tuende Kwa neno lako mimi mabusu Sema tuende Chagua jiji tutafika Mina we Beba mina we Zanzibari kwenye maji wa bahari Tule wali wa mnazi tunywe sarubati Oh mama yo Yara kamba wange dongo chino nega Wajueni we Wajueni we Wajueni we Wajueni we
Wajueni we Wajueni we
From sunrise to sunset, all day and night. Power Radio.
Good morning, rise and shine, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Power Morning Drive Show with me, Anne Wanyoike. Thank you so much for taking the time to spend the morning with us. It is the 28th of July, the year 2025. I'm pretty excited and I'm super stoked that you could join us this morning. Just to give you a couple of the lineup of what to expect on today's show. Of course, we start off with what's happening on the major roads of Nairobi in our traffic update. Then I will get into the newspaper review, what our dailies are looking like. And I can tell you for sure, you know, when I was in journalism school, they taught us something that when it bleeds, it leads. So bad news is the thing that always leads in major news items. So yeah, there you have it. You can guess it. It's all bad news, but hey, we have to talk about it. Then later on, we are going to be joined by Mr. Mutinda Kilonzo from the Drunken lectures. Now, I want you to imagine this. What do Kenyans love most apart from talking about politics over a bottle of good drinks, right? And so it's a cool concept where Kenyans go and decide to talk about, for example, history, walk down memory lane, talk about the democratic climate that we are currently facing in Kenya over some drinks again. So it's a little bit of a marriage between a good time but something that is meaningful and deep, and just having and curating a conversation around what it means to be Kenyan over over some good drinks. So that is what Drunken Lectures is all about. But I might be shortchanging you, so not to worry. Just stick around there. We are going to be joined by the events and brand manager from Drunken Lectures, and going to be talking to us a little bit about how did that concept of Drunken Lectures come into being. And they also are planning some special edition. It's an exhibition of some sort. So please stick around to find out what that is going to be about and how you can definitely plug in. Remember, you can get in touch with us on our social media handles. We are Power Radio across Facebook, Instagram, TikTok. You can also find us on X. You can also find us on our YouTube channel. We are Power Radio. Please subscribe if you have not yet subscribed. Hit on that notification bell so that when we go live, you will be the first to know. And I am so pleased and delighted to let you know that, yes, you can call in, you can text in, you can send us a voice note on our line. That is 0748 379231. I repeat, 0748 379231. All right, good. I think that's a good preamble to what to expect on today's show. Let me get into the day's traffic updates, and we start off with the high and mighty Thika superhighway Kamakawa. It being a Monday, everybody is on a rush to go back to work. You can already tell that there's a lot of madness on Thika Superhighway today. And the traffic starts all the way from Kasarani, could you believe it, all the way down towards Nairobi, the Globe roundabout. I can also see the same situation is reflected upon Kiambu Road from DCI. It's absolute madness. Same situation also happening along Limuru Road as well as you proceed from the United Nations area into the Karura Forest area. Red Hill Link Road is also quite busy this morning. Lower Kabete Road is also looking quite busy. It's shabby. There was a redirection this morning. I don't know what about, but I can see that the road is looking quite busy as well as you go towards Mwanzi Road. Peponi Road, not too shabby today. Nothing much to complain about. Things are moving a-okay. Let me see what's happening on Wanyoike Way. Wanyoike Way is also not looking too shabby actually. There's only a little bit of a snarl up as you go towards the ABC place, but it soon clears out after that. I can see that James Gishuru Road is also looking quite busy, but it's slowly but surely moving, so nothing much to complain about on that front. Let me see what's happening along Langata Road. And Langata Road, I can see that the traffic is moving. Yeah, we're cruising nicely. There's just a little bit of a snarl up there as you go from the Dam Estate, Wilson, as you go into a little spillover towards the T-Mall roundabout there, but soon clears out after that as you go towards Kenyatta. Same situation also happening along Mombasa Road. The traffic situation starts all the way from the Next Gen Mall as you go towards the Nairobi West Hospital. Jogoo Road is also looking very busy this morning as you go especially towards the Nairobi City Stadium roundabout. Same situation also been seen from Outer Ring Road as well. So those are some of the things that are happening on our major roads this morning. But in case I've not mentioned where you are and you might want to let us know, please let us know. Again, you can call in, text in, send us a voice note, 0748 379231. Send us a voice note as well. Also, we have a WhatsApp channel, broadcast channel that you can join us so that you can get updates from the Power Radio desk. For now, I take a quick breather. I come back, we get into the day's news updates. So keep it Power Radio.
From sunrise to sunset, all day and night. Power Radio.
Mwalimu wetu lengo atasako hapa na kiana alipangwa suruali.
Nimependwa na fundi wa mao.
fundi aitwaye Mola, nilipiga goti na kumwomba naye fundi akaniokoa. Emmanuel, Emmanuel, Emmanuel ndiye fundi pekee. Emmanuel, Emmanuel, Emmanuel ndiye fundi pekee.
Nimependwa na fundi wa mbao, wewe umependwa. Nimependwa na fundi wa mbao, wewe umesamehewa. Nimependwa na fundi wa mbao, wewe umependwa. Nimependwa na fundi wa mbao, wewe umesamehewa. Nimetafuta kote for quite a long time, fundi wa kunitosheleza. Shida sio viti wala meza, ila nina mahitaji ya ndani. Mimi nina moja tatizo, fanicha zote niko nazo, kama ni kabati na vitanda vyote niko navyo jamani, lakini ni katika hali ya kujichunguza. Usiku na mchana mimi nawaza, nitaenda wapi wangu mwili ukizorota. Swali najiuliza, so nahitaji fundi wa roho yangu, atakayeijenga nafsi yangu, si mwingine ila Kristo, Simba wa Yuda aliyejulikana kama fundi wa mbao. Mbao, mbao, nimependwa na fundi wa mbao, wewe umesamehewa. Nimependwa na fundi wa mbao, wewe umependwa. Nimependwa na fundi wa mbao, wewe umesamehewa.
Alifunzwa kutoka utotoni na baba yake kutengeneza meza na vete za mama yake, kusipika randa na range ili wauze, kuunganisha na misumare. Na baba yake hakujua zitamsulubisha na watu wote. He's just a carpenter, wakasema oh, he's just a carpenter. Piga magoti na ita Mwokozi, tazama yeye. Napiga magoti na ita Mwokozi, tazama yeye. Napiga magoti na ita Mwokozi, tazama yeye. Napiga magoti na ita Mwokozi, tazama yeye. Nipige randa nipige randa nipige randa Mwokozi fundi wa mbao, niwe sambamba niwe sawa sawa nipige randa Mwokozi fundi wa mbao.
Jésus-Christ, le roi des rois, mon Seigneur et mon sauveur. Vous comprenez? Si unaelewa.
Come on, napiga magoti naita Mwokozi, tazama yeye. 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 Nipige randa nipige randa nipige randa Mwokozi fundi wa mbao, niwe sambamba niwe sawa sawa nipige randa Mwokozi fundi wa mbao.
From sunrise to sunset, all day and night. Power Radio.
Pressure, ona vile inatupeleka. Pesa, kikosa leo unakesha na kuna kesho. Tulia kidogo, ganga ya leo, na ukinge moyo wako, moyo wako. We've made it this far, we're gonna be okay. Wonderful scars that help us find our way. And when it gets dark and you cannot feel my faith, pick up the guitar and sing our song again.
Wanyoike, timgi machuni dwaro kungena mungeyo, kima kinyo pango ni cage. We ran away from misery. We had we're gonna be okay. With wonderful scars that help us find a way. And when it gets dark and you cannot feel my face, pick up your guitar and sing our song again.
From sunrise to sunset, all day and night. Power Radio.
Wonfala mgani kama mng'ari kwa list juu ya Ferrari, yeah. Ana degree au ni journalist to journalist. Nasikia wakiuliza ule boy wetu alienda wapi, amepotea kazi ile mbegu watu walipanda na kanyari, yeah. Na nasikia inasemekana hati rap zangu kamna mkazo na ila utamia rege mama. Maudinari wananikubali na hatu hati hawezekana. Kwa wale upenda sauti yangu na iko wale usengenyana mama. Kijana wako amepotea, ni masikio tu yeye anatoboa huku ndugu zake wakiendelea. Mwenyezi pekee anaweza muokoa, kimaisha amelegea. Ingawa hatuoni akitoboa, bado twazidi kumwombea, amina. Sonangi hata ya ofisi, sina njana jua mpishi. Sijaifanya kazi ya ofisi, sijailala kasi, sijadishi. Sijarap kitu katoka u6 hivi. Trust me, siezi rasmi mi hata niache mziki miaka 50. Nikirudi bado na wakrash nyenye niko fast me. Ndani ya party na nguo rasmi, tumepigwa pasi hapo katikati. Napiga mic check juu niko party na niko night shift. Nikuwa busy sikuwa najificha. Clearly you rappers missed your teacher. Vitu mnaandika zinachoma picha. Nkiwishingi hata kuwafundisha sauti nasikiani. Don't waste your time wishing you're too proud, my baby. Too proud to wish they had an easy way out. Let times get tough so they remember you're a blessing. When life is good, they won't forget to say, ooh, 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 ooh. Yeah. Hey, yeah. Naulizwa mbona niliacha mziki ati nilikuwa mkali juu ya mic na namisiwa na mashabiki. Niliacha game mapema hata kabla refa hajapiga firimbi. Bila kwa heri ati walistukia tu kuna klepto moja imbi. Samahani, nimepotea, shukrani kwa wale wamenifikiria. Hizo miaka zote nimekuwa missing, lakini kwa kitu hamjaniambia. Kani ningebaki bado ungekuwa nataki ya kusikia nikiwaimbia. Ama by saa ingekuwa mnanifanya vile mnafanya mapioneer. Story kwa media ati nimechapa, niko juu ya madawa na hangaika. Shoni uze mali mbada, hebu kama ukate nraise mnaita. It's not that serious, rap ni hobby. Bila mziki bado na mange, ingekuwa career singekuwa nalia kusikia ati Nairobi. Ambia ni ukama, sijifeel sana. We ni mgeni, sikia kwanza, tunakupenda. Ukikakata choka na wewe, hivyo ndo kuenda. Mimi ule mgeni alikaa siku mbili tu, sikukaa siku mingi nikuachie nafasi ya kuchoka na mimi. So now you know. Shinski. So now you know. Beat ya kega. So now you know. Hey. Hey. Ooh.
From sunrise to sunset, all day and night. Power Radio.
All right, welcome back. That is Now You Know by the one and only Shinsky. Shinsky is playing right here on Power Radio. This is the Power Morning Drive show with me and Wanyoike. Again, to just give you a quick rundown, remember you can call in, text in, send us a voice note on 0748 379 231. I repeat that one more time, 0748 379231. Please call in, text in, send us a voice note. We would love to hear from you. And also that you can call in or text us does not mean we are still not on our socials. So please also head out to our socials, Power Radio across all platforms. Engage us there. You can at me directly at the Ann Wanyoike on Twitter and Wanjiko Wanyoike on Instagram as well. Right. So it has been a jam-packed weekend right here in the 254. Let's just go through a quick rundown of what the dailies are talking about. And of course, we start off with the Daily Nation. At a glance, on the cover page, missing activist was tortured by his captors, silencing critics. That's a question on the top left of the Daily Nation paper. Human rights activist Mwabili Mwagodi, who had been missing for days, was dumped in Kwale at the Kenya-Tanzania border on Sunday morning and actually was found in Diani. He's still recuperating from a Diani hospital, as the reports have been indicating. All right. The other story that is on the page of the Daily Nation is justice. 2 police officers to be sentenced today for murdering a detainee. Exposed, as the newspaper highlights, police killings cover-up. Court proceedings on police killings during recent protests are exposing attempts to conceal incriminating evidence in a pattern that has played out in past trials. A judge once rebuked the Blue Code of Silence, referring to a conspiracy within the police service to shield rogue colleagues. That is a story that goes on page 4 and 5 of the Daily Nation. We also have a story here about big win for former NHIF staff as court settles pay dispute, and a story about police goons clash with opposition leaders. Now, police officers in Muranga yesterday combined their efforts with goons to disperse opposition politicians. The politicians who are pushing to stop President William Ruto's re-election in the 2027 general election had attended Sunday service at AIPCA Kahuro Church in Kigumo constituency and were on their way out when all hell broke loose. And you will remember that this is not just this week. We saw last week in Subukia, mostly Gachagua allied politicians were also ousted and some police clashed with them. There was a whole barricade, and which of course is an ongoing crackdown on opposition politics in this country. It's quite clear that a majority of Kenyans, if not the political divide, do not want to see or even have to contemplate the thought that President William Ruto might make it for another term. And so we are continuously seeing this ongoing crackdown on democracy. And really, what is a crackdown on opposition? And something that is quite interesting for me, I was observing the how the rhetoric, right? The rhetoric around Gachagua and his I would say his allies, the rhetoric around Gachagua and people that allied to him. You've seen that even over, I think a week ago, we saw for example, the member of parliament of Naivasha, Miss Jane, also, who was arrested in what again seems a problem of being allied to the former Deputy President Rigathi Gachagua. We also saw the same happening to I forget his name, but I'll remember. So yeah, so it's quite the some political analysts have said that these are just the last kicks of a dying horse, because, granted that 2027 is just short of 1.5 years to go. And so when we see the continuous heightened intimidation, even from the political class, not just from members of the public, but also members of the political class, and most especially people from across the political divide, when we see and look at this kind of happenings, in a sense, I would understand why the concern would be the crackdown on democracy, the crackdown on power. And state power, to be specific, cannot continue being captured by just one person, by just one party. At the end of the day, didn't we fight for a multi-party democracy back in the 90s? And 35 years later, the precedents that this sets, this continuous intimidation and having police barricades at a political rally in a country where, first of all, according to the registrar of political parties, I think we are at 92 political parties, if I'm not wrong, right now, as it stands. So if we really are about the democratic landscape and progress of this nation, things like barricading political rallies should not even be happening in the first place, because again, the Constitution is clear. We are allowed to, we are allowed to exist in a multi-party democracy. And what that means is that no one party has the absolute power or absolute mandate to execute whatever capturing, for example, the power within the state, and also the power and the vote, because again, it's also about the vote. And so when I look at what's happening in especially in the opposition politics, and you saw even last week, I think on Citizen TV, the Secretary General, Nairobi Senator Edwin Sifuna, speaking about the ODM party, and that interview has been making rounds on social media, because of one thing that Kenyans are picking up is that it's as if there is some sort of misdirection from within the ODM party. And I watched the whole interview, and it's quite easy for Kenyans to sort of decode what Mr. Edwin Sifuna was saying about what is happening within the party. And so that kind of narrative that we are currently facing, where when the opposition party or anything that is termed as opposition or has been traditionally holding the opposition banner, when we start seeing things like this happening, we could sort of find ourselves at a democratic crossroads. And so I would be interested to see, or if you have anything to say, please let us know what precedents does this set for the kind of setup we are in right now. Let me take a quick break. When we come back, we continue discussing the news headlines. Keep it Power Radio.
From sunrise to sunset, all day and night. Power Radio.
Kunywa maji, ukimaliza kunywa pombe, peleka maisha pole pole, dajipe mwenyewe zitoke. Kunywa maji, ukimaliza kunywa pombe, peleka maisha pole pole, dajipe mwenyewe zitoke. Songa ugali, foundation weka ya samaki, katikati ya Januari, kula ukasirishe kamati. Twanga ugali, foundation weka ya samaki, katikati ya Januari, haribu jina jenga mwili. ni mbwe mbwe. Hapana leta vita hapa ni mbwe mbwe. Na ukileta ngori ngumi pwekze. Hapa ni mbwe mbwe. Hapa ni mbwe. Weta mbili mbili hapa ni mbwe mbwe. Wawili leo ni mbwe mbwe. Aroro na BNM ni mbwe mbwe. Hapa ni mbwe mbwe. Piga kazi kulima sichagui jembe. Mzigo wangu wacha ni bebe. Jipange ama tukupange. Washa kitu shetani ya hepe. Si alijileta mwenyewe. Hapa ni shangwe tuna mbwe mbwe. Hapa ni mbwe mbwe.
From sunrise to sunset, all day and night. Power Radio.
No, when I tell you that Aaron Rimbui has 20 fingers, my God, I mean it. He is quite illustrious, and he is right there with Bien, with Mbwembwe, and it's playing right here on Power Radio. This is the Power Morning Drive Show with me and Wanyoike. All right, we are still continuing with our news. Our dailies newspaper review, and on to our last story of today. And this one is according to the Standard newspaper on the front page. It states 4-day ordeal. The men who abducted activist Mwabili Mwagodi in Tanzania wanted to know why he was causing trouble in Kenya. Strike one, right? Just stay with me. We will come back to that. They blindfolded, handcuffed, and drove him to a scene of torture. Strike two. They stomped on his head and jabbed him with syringes. Strike three. After the abuse, they dumped him across the border into the hands of another ruthless crew on the Kenyan side. Meanwhile, a Kenyan scholar in the US has petitioned the United Nations to stop President Ruto from addressing the General Assembly in September, citing his worsening human rights record. Okay, so this story has so many layers, but I want us to first listen in to a couple of news bites from the activist himself, Mwabili. This is after he was gotten to hospital. We also will hear from members of his family and also members of the human rights defenders, like Khalid Hussein, who is from Vocal Africa. Let's listen in to what they have to say about this ordeal, and then we come back and break it down a little.
Investigation, George Mwasi alikuwa ameficha very prominently. Sawa. So now I'm thinking wamefanya nini? Wamemabduct George pia.
Who is that?
My best friend. He also lives in there.
Okay.
Na ni jamaa.
He comes from home.
Ameonekana yuko stable mentally. Amekuwa tortured na Tanzania wale waliomabduct na vile vile wale wa Tanzania waliomabduct walimleta Kenya waka hand over kwa Kenya. Kwa hivyo huyu defender ambaye ni Mwambili amepata shida sana kwa mikono ya Kenyan government. Akaibiwa simu yake, akaibiwa laptop yake, akaibiwa na pesa.
According to his father,
huko Kinondoni, there is a gap somewhere. Try to identify that gap and fill it. It is so stressful when you are sitting in the house and every day you're thinking your child will be abducted, and it has come to pass.
We're just asking for the security apparatus, the governance systems of this country to use the right systems of justice. That is our stand.
As human rights defenders, we are very perturbed by what is happening. What has happened to Mwabili, of course, we've seen it before. And we are asking the Tanzanian government to please respect your constitution, respect your laws, respect the East African Community Treaty.
Activists have continued.
All right, sorry about that little mishap. But yes, that is the story of the ordeal, the 4-day ordeal that activist Mwabili Mwagodi has been going through. So from just hearing the sentiment from the room, I mean, it's first of all, it's very chilling to think about, one, the account that he was detained on, that he was causing trouble in Kenya. You know, again, an ongoing crackdown on activists, an ongoing crackdown on human rights defenders. Time and time again, we have seen the outright violations against human rights of these people. And, you know, it's like, to what extent, how fearful are you of the power of these people, that beyond blindfolding them, you handcuff them, you drive them to a scene of torture. I also heard that his hand was, according to the newspaper, that they stomped on his head and jabbed him with syringes, which apparently and reportedly they had unknown substances. That is according to the reports that we have been able to gather here. And then beyond that, you also go on and dump him across the border. And, you know, he's a Kenyan activist, that's granted, and he is based in Tanzania for sure. But I think I would like to also echo what Hussein Khalid from Vocal Africa was able to say there, that, you know, he even went on to call upon the government of Tanzania to say that they need to respect their constitution, they need to respect their laws, that in the hope that if the Kenyan law, the Kenyan constitution has failed to protect its citizens who are in another country, then it means that automatically somebody should be able to be treated with the utmost dignity when they're in another country. But then again, we also had a family member there saying that there is a gap somewhere, and that you know, it's quite unfortunate that you have to always think about your child being abducted, having run-ins with the government because of the cost of the work and the nature of the work that you've decided to give themselves to. which is a noble thing. I mean, fighting for human rights is a noble thing. I am absolutely 100% for it, because not everybody, not all of us have the capacity or even the passion to be able to seek out for justice the way that somebody like Mwagode has been able to do. But I think the thing that I always have to think about when such cases come out is that, yes, we do talk about having the freedom of expression, and that you can express whatever, whether you're airing out injustice issues or you're airing out the injustice, social injustices that are happening in a country. Yes, up until to that level, it's as if you have the rights, but as soon as after you have the run-ins or seem to be critical of the government, then your freedom of expression there's no freedom after expression. We see that you don't have the right to your dignity as a human being, because at what given particular point is it okay that somebody has to go through torture? At what given point is it okay that somebody has to be driven into an unknown place, going through something that maybe we might never even get to know what it is? But from even observing him, I could tell that he was the mental toll he was very mentally unstabilized. I could tell it. I could literally see that he was not necessarily able to sort of express himself in a very congruent manner. So you can only imagine the kind of torture that he has been able to go through. And the other thing, that the Standard newspaper has also captured is that a Kenyan scholar in the US has petitioned the UN to stop President Ruto from addressing the General Assembly, which happens in New York, for the United Nations General Assembly, UNGA, as it's shortly known. And I would say that, yes, you can petition the UN to stop President Ruto from addressing the General Assembly at the United Nations. And I understand why. I mean, of course, it's mostly majorly ceremonial in nature. I think the idea here is to kind of not come off as a nation that okays the continuous crackdown on democracy, the continuous crackdown on human rights, and the continuous crackdown on just rights of people that are given to a cause, for example, the human rights defenders, okay? While I understand where this sentiment would be coming from and what exactly it means, because again, remember that when the president goes at a global stage like the General Assembly, he is not just representing Kenya. First of all, he's supposedly, as our constitution says, he is a symbol of national unity. Now, on a global stage, when there is a very bad image and a very bad rep, right, from a president like the one that we currently have, he stands on a global stage addressing the General Assembly for something as global and as huge of a magnitude as the United Nations. It sends a message that Kenya is sort of pretentious, number one. It hurts our image, number two. And beyond even hurting our image, because again, we would really, I always say that it would mean nothing for the global community to see Kenya as a bad country, or it would mean something for the global community to see Kenya in a skewed manner if things back home were working, right? If they have a bad image of who Kenya is, but things back home are absolutely, and they're absolutely working, our systems are super, there's no crackdown happening, then we would be having a completely different story. But you see, in the current times that we live in, the image already of Kenya is skewed, okay? And not just Kenya, I mean the Kenyan people. That is a different story. The Kenyan state is what the image out there is skewed. And then on top of that, the face of the Kenyan state being the president is a thing that I guess this US scholar is petitioning against, that you cannot be here addressing the General Assembly. The United Nations prides itself in as one of the most progressive, and I say progressive with air quotes, because there's also a completely different discussion about, is the UN really for the people or against the people? But that's not my cow to swallow for today. So the cognitive dissonance that is happening there is that how can your country back home be burning, yet you're here to address the whole globe about what progressive ideologies like human rights upholding, for example, democracy, peace, unity, because I'm thinking that's usually some of the biggest conversations that happen on these general assemblies held by the UN. So I understand there is a definite dichotomy there. But beyond even the global scene and the global stage and what the PR and the imagery around Kenya, the Kenyan state to be specific, not the Kenyan people, the Kenyan state to be specific. Coming back here, there's also something about this story, which is, you see, there are two countries involved. With Atuhaire and Boniface Mwangi, it was also the same. It was Tanzania, it was Kenya, it was Uganda. This time around, it's Tanzania and Kenya. And what this says about what we are currently experiencing as East Africans, I would say, is a coordinated injustice system that it's so amicably well executed that in one way or the other, they will find where you are. And I get nervous about the current times that we live in, because, what hope do we have amongst each other or even beyond? Because I thought about, for example, the East African community being one of the regional bodies that is able to hold the individual countries accountable. But what happens when the ones that are supposed to be holding each other accountable are complicit and they are part of the problem? It's the complacency for me. It's the complicit nature of this. Again, I call it a coordinated crackdown on human rights. It's a coordinated conjoining of injustice and executing it against the will of the people, against even the individual constitutional upholdings and provisions of individual states and countries, and just continuously seeing a rise in the intimidation of human rights activists across the board, across borders. And so I have so many things to say about this, but perhaps we will just have to have one of the people that work closely in this sector of human rights defenders, so that they can really contextualize for us what exactly it means when justice, or injustice rather, becomes coordinated across countries, but also when injustice and human rights violations cross the border. What does that conversation look like? So if you have anybody that is in mind that you might think would be a great addition to this kind of conversation, hit me up, text us, call us, voice note us. The hashtag to use is hashtag Power Morning Drive. Call us on 0748379231. And that, ladies and gentlemen, brings us to the end of our newspaper review today. I am going to take a quick breather. We'll come back. My guest is already here with us in studio. I am so exhilarated to be talking about Drunken Lectures by the brands and events manager at Drunken Lectures, Mr. Mutinda Kilonzo. We are going to get into the whole scoop of what Drunken Lectures is all about. So see you in a bit. Stay with us.
From sunrise to sunset, all day and night. Power Radio.
ananipenda yeye nimemwacha nyumbani yeye hajui. Baby wanichanganya zingua maliza mimi sijiwezi. Ni makosa baby, forbidden fruit so sweet. Naenda mimi sitabaki, twajiweka shimoni, this is where we end, yeah, 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 yeah. Cause you're taboo, oh yeah. Wewe ni tabu, 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 tabu. Wewe ni tabu, tubu. Cause you're taboo, oh yeah. Wewe ni tabu, 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 tabu. Wewe ni tabu, tubu. Acha kunishika mkono hivo, ninahisi mengi ila ninajua kuna kikomo. Si upendo ni mchezo, uongo si tumeamini. Najaribu kumpenda niliye naye, go on and let me be. Naenda mimi sitabaki, twajiweka shimoni, this is where we end, yeah, 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 yeah. Cause you're taboo, oh yeah. Wewe ni tabu, 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 tabu. Wewe ni tabu, tubu. Cause you're taboo, oh yeah. Wewe ni tabu, 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 tabu. Wewe ni tabu, tubu. Naenda mimi sitabaki, yeah. Twajiweka shimoni, this is where we end, yeah, 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 yeah. Cause you're taboo, oh yeah. Wewe ni tabu, 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 tabu. Wewe ni tabu, tubu. Cause you're taboo, oh yeah. Wewe ni tabu, 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 tabu. Wewe ni tabu, tubu.
From sunrise to sunset, all day and night. Power Radio.
I'm a gentleman. I'm a gentleman. We healthy na kunywa get my vitamins. Mgenge sipenda get my vitamin. Don't go fresh. Napiga shower na dunge meresh. Most buga sinaga trash. Acha my skin tone high naga raw. Shiz, I like your mini skirt. Relax, sipenda get my shortcut. The more nakana mimi, the more wana kuhead. Uko set, uko fresh. Kaspel kako kampo wana mo ed. Mademu wangu si wachapi sweep. Mio cheers now zip. Chekini mifunga zip. Wenyambie sinani. Anakujaga na nani kwa nani. Nasikiaga na mpiaga nini kwa nini. Leo wewe umedunga kamini bila nini. Usiulize nini, usiulize minini. I'm a gentleman, yes I am. Nipate baby kwenye bar. Uliza shorty what you drinking. You know you're rolling with a gentleman. Na uliza utapewa nini. Nipate baby kwenye bar. Uliza shorty what you drinking. You know you're rolling with a gentleman. Na uliza utapewa nini.
Yo, ladies and gentlemen, introducing Flash of the gentleman, madam wananipenda. Oh yeah, I'm a ladies man, always niko kazi, so yeah, I'm a businessman. Wananitaka Flash, yeah, the Superman. Juu watoto niko nao niwe Superman. Nikiwa kwenye bar, venye miuka, venye miuva, ay, swaga balan. Baby unakunywa nini? Pewa unachotaka kwani iko nini? Pose, si ati na kukatia, bani kukupata siwezi mind pia. Baby unakunywa nini? Pewa unachotaka kwani iko nini? Pose, si ati na kukatia, bani kukupata siwezi mind pia. Mama, nipate baby kwenye bar, uliza shore what you drinking. What you drinking, mama? You know you're rolling with a gentleman. Now uliza utapewa nini? Nipate baby kwenye bar, uliza shore what you drinking. You know you're rolling with a gentleman. Now uliza utapewa nini? In your lifetime, girl, hii ni chance. Yes, only chance ya kuroll na a gentleman. Come close, mami tupate dance. Yes, baby doll, mini wako all night. I keep my swag right, all white. Na leo nina date na Snow White, rare kind, born eye. Ladies go mental, smiles all dental. We getting sentimental, katempo kako gentle. Mini yule, tangu shule. Pata notice sasa baby come tule. Mini yule, tangu shule. Pata notice sasa baby come tule. Nipate baby kwenye bar, uliza shore what you drinking. You know you're rolling with a gentleman. Now uliza utapewa nini? Nipate baby kwenye bar, uliza shore what you drinking. You know you're rolling with a gentleman. Now uliza utapewa nini? I got you, baby. Cause I got you. Shore what you drinking. I got you. I got you. I got you. Utapewa nini? I got you, baby. Cause I got you. Shore what you drinking. You know you're rolling with a gentleman. I got you, baby. I got you. Utapewa nini?
From sunrise to sunset, all day and night. Power Radio.
All right, that is Gentleman, Punit, Sauti Soul. It's playing right here on Power Radio. This is the Power Morning Drive Show with me and Wanyoike. Welcome back. We are now getting ready to get into our conversation today. I'm joined by Mr. Mutinda Kilonzo from the Drunken Lectures. And if you've not heard about this concept, please, you are in for a treat, because what could possibly go wrong when you bring Kenyans, a curious bunch who loves engaging in deep, meaningful conversations, but also love to have that over their drinks. So that is a conversation that we shall be having today. He'll be telling us a little bit about Drunken Lectures and also a special edition that they are currently working on a little bit much later into our show. But if you have any questions for him, if you have anything that you want to tell us and let us know, kindly do so. Text in, call in, send us a voice note as well. Our line is 0748379231. 0748379231. You can also get in touch with us on our social media platforms. We are Power Radio across all socials, and you can also at me directly on X. I am at the Wanyoike, and on Instagram at Wanjiko Wanyoike. Right, now let's just cut to the chase and get right into the Drunken Lectures conversation. It's so good to have you here with us this morning. How are you doing? Karibu sana Power Radio.
Asante sana. I'm doing lovely. It's
Yeah.
a beautiful morning.
Yeah.
I love that the sun is out.
Oh, the sun is
Yeah,
out. Haven't
that's a
we
beautiful-
not gone through things in July?
Oh my God, it was crazy. So
Yeah.
I'm excited that the sun is out. I'm feeling good.
Right.
How are you, Anne?
I'm doing fantastic as well.
Doing
Yeah,
great.
yeah, right.
Lovely.
So before we get into our conversation, maybe you can start by introducing just a little bit of an introduction of who you are. Tell us whether your colored hair has a name. You look very chic as well.
Thank you.
Tell us,
Thank
do you
you.
just come? You look like you're straight from fashion magazine cover photo shoot or something. So yeah, that's a bit about yourself.
You said I big up my stylist.
Big up, yes, big up
my
your stylist for sure.
My name is Mutinda Kilonzo.
Mhm.
I am a creative entrepreneur and I'm a creative director to some also, and a brand and events manager to many. I dress myself. I'm the stylist, so big up myself.
So it's big shout out,
Big
shout
up
out to your
myself.
stylist.
Yeah, my stylist is me.
Yeah.
But essentially that's me. I don't really have a lot to my name, to be honest.
Yeah.
But in regards to the conversation of today,
Yes.
I'm the co-founder of Drunken Lectures, and I do brands and event management there. And that's why when you asked me about my role, I said events and brand management.
Yeah.
That's my role. Being a founder is not
It's
exactly.
not necessary.
You know,
Yeah.
what are you doing?
Yeah. What are you
started
doing? Yeah.
But so it's essentially I brand and manage the events there.
Right.
Yeah.
Correct. Yeah. It's a very fascinating concept to me. So kindly break down to us what exactly is Drunken Lectures? What is the genesis of Drunken Lectures? How did we even arrive at the name Drunken Lectures to begin with? I know that's a lot of questions, but you can go free fall
I
from
feel
here.
they together. Drunken Lectures is a concept that my co-founder brought to me. As a guy who deals with events and brand and everything in between.
Yeah.
So his name is Matthias Mwangi.
Okay.
So he works in the, how do I say this? In a more, these people who just meet randomly every Friday and they talk about stuff. That kind of an environment.
Right.
And I was like, I don't know how we can try and dilute this because it feels like it's too
technical.
Yeah, it's very technical
Yeah.
and it's very civic and it's very, it's very proper.
Right.
And it was like, is there a way we can try and blend this? For the common person or somebody who's not into that to be able to accommodate this because they share a lot of gems and it's such a beautiful environment to be in. And as somebody who works in the events field, I was like, what, to be honest, I would not come for one of your sessions. So I see your point of trying to,
Yeah.
So I sat around with the idea for like a month or two and then the start of this year actually, the concept of Drunken Lectures was born. So I was like, it's just trying to find a culture of Nairobi that you can try and intersect with this other culture that we're trying to bring in. So this is very uptight and very formal. How do we make it informal and common for the common mwananchi in Nairobi, you know?
Yeah.
And it's sad that the most the most common thing that we have and something that binds us together
Yes, alcohol.
is a drink.
Of course, it is.
It's a drink. It's a drink. And I came to the realization, I was like, this is sad, but it's a good thing also,
Hey, yeah.
might as well make it productive. So it's a very quality social interaction that's you come and have a drink, you come and have a good time with your friends, but at the same time, it's productive because at the end of the day, you learn something. At the end of the day,
Right.
So the core identity of Drunken Lectures is to spread impact, knowledge, information to the society. This is very delusional, but we try to reimagine a society that we'd want to live in. We try to reshape society one lecture at a time because we share philosophies, we share narratives, we talk about politics and everything in between. So it's not exactly centered to one thing.
Right.
We have conversation about different things in society. And we have specialties who come and talk about these things. So people who are actually experts in their fields and they come and inform you.
Yeah.
And they talk to you about these things and you get out of there informed and stuff you didn't know and stuff you wouldn't look up at the internet for. So it's a beautiful place to be in. And at the same time, it's a very social environment.
Yeah.
It's the most solo-friendly event you'd ever be at in Nairobi.
Right.
Because though it's structured and everything, we can talk about it.
Yeah.
So
How is
Drunken
it?
Lectures,
Yeah.
So Drunken Lectures is when the concept was born, and we wanted to make it as informal as possible, and we wanted to take it to Kenyan clubs because at this point you're like, okay, what unites us? beer.
A drink.
Yeah, drink.
Yeah.
And so we're like, so if you're taking it to Kenyan clubs, we don't want to take away that element of Kenyan clubs. Like, why do you go to a club? Why do you go to a bar? Why do you go to a restaurant and a bar? It's so that you can socialize with your friends, so that you can talk, so that you can hype yourself up and everything. It's a very personal thing for you.
Correct.
So we did not want to take that element off. So because of that, we have the first segment, which is normally a group segment. So our lectures run, the gates open at 5:30. We start at exactly 6.
Yeah.
So from 6 to 7, we have a group segment where we hand out a piece of paper with a question. And the question is in relation to the topic or the theme of the day.
Right.
Yeah. So we hand out a piece of paper with a prompt.
Okay.
And the thing about it, we want to make it fun as well. It's not a class. You know, it's a lecture, but it's not a class.
Yeah.
So we make it fun where the question is usually very satirical. So if you're talking about, let's say, the government, for example, let's imagine this is a lecture, which is the government.
Yeah.
So like, oh, the government is so good and they're doing everything they're supposed to. And then we tell you, defend that statement. So now you're seated here, you don't agree with this statement, but you have to resonate with it. You know, now you have to come up with points to defend it. And so what happens is we hand out this piece of paper and we divide people into groups of like 10 to 15 people. So they have to discuss the statement. They discuss it, come up with points to defend the statement. So if you came alone, you're now with a group of 10, 15 people, you know, you have to talk.
Right.
And you have to come up with funny statements.
Right.
You have to make it satirical because now you have to defend it. And so it's very humorous. It's very user-friendly, if I can say so. It's such a warm experience.
Chill,
And I love that first 1 hour. And eventually it has become like our identity. Like people look
forward
up to that, more than the lecture even. So we normally hold that and then we give people a platform to be themselves. So we give them mics. So we have one representative from every group and they defend their case in front of other people for like a minute or two.
Right.
And then now we have a session where we'll have like 15 different lectures because we have 15 different groups.
Yeah.
For like a minute, somebody's going to talk to you about what they think about something, about the theme of the day. So it's a beautiful concept. And then after having that, from 7 to around 7:40, we normally have the lecture now. We have an expert coming on with slides, with notes that are shared after. And they talk about this and they talk about everything in detail. They take you through the whole thing. And then afterwards, now we have people engage in a Q&A session. Now they ask the lecturer questions. So if you had something that has been bothering you, because the topic is shared beforehand, so people who come are into what you're going to talk about. Now that's another beauty about this, is because if you are seated in a table, you know everybody here knows what we are talking about today. Everybody here is into what you're talking about today. So you can randomly talk about something and they'd have something to say about it. It's not like a random bar where you can't talk about communism because maybe some random person doesn't have an idea what that is. So after the Q&A session is between the lecturer and the audience, and also the audience and the audience. So somebody can ask a question, and somebody in the audience can also answer. And that's how we conclude our night at around 8:30.
Okay.
Yeah, so that's ideally the Drunken lectures.
Setup,
yeah,
right?
Yeah.
It's very, very fascinating. And so when all this is happening, people are having their drinks as well. So it's very social.
Yeah.
In
People are
its
eating,
setup. Yeah.
people are having cocktails. If you don't drink, you're also having tea, you're having your dawa.
Yeah.
It's a beautiful, it's like having dinner with like 300 people.
Right.
Yeah. At the same time.
Fantastic. Okay. So how many editions have been there since the inception of Drunken Lectures, and what are some of the conversations that you've been able to tackle so far?
Okay, today we have a Drunken Lecture session.
Talk about that.
So today is our 12th edition.
Okay.
Ever.
Yes.
We do them bi-monthly, so twice every month. So roughly that's around 6 months of existence.
Right.
Some of the topics and conversation we've had, the first one ever was in February 24th. And we talked about the economy during Moi's regime, like Moi's decade.
That's very interesting.
Yeah, so now we started and we talked about between 1978 and 1988, what happened, what recession was there, what global, and now the lecture was trying to convince us how it was not Moi's fault, and it was just the global climate, and then people were like, just yap. After that, we had the topic about the evolution of man, male and female, and now we had somebody who's like an actual biologist.
Right.
He's a doctor, he's a biologist, and he came up with his own evolution theory.
Okay, come on,
So,
Darwin.
Exactly. So he has a book on his evolution theory, and he talks about the evolution of man according to choice.
Okay.
So how our choices, it's not about the strongest man to survive. It's about the choices we make. We had a lecture on the mechanics, so how a car works.
All right.
I don't know if you know how a car works.
I absolutely do not have this
You just ignite
information.
and just move.
just
ignite and just move.
That's it.
So it was a beautiful.
Never ask a girl about how a car moves. I know nothing about that.
The room was actually like 70% women. I feel like they were intrigued and they were like, oh,
really?
V8 cigar in the engine. After that, I think we talked about neoliberalism.
Love that.
Neoliberalism in Uganda and in Kenya. So it was versus Kenya and Uganda.
And Uganda, right.
And we had this lecturer take us through that whole thing. And he was talking about how the economy in Kenya is so fragile. We depend on, he was calling it janja culture, and how our billionaires and millionaires are not actually inventors or, it's actually people who buy and sell stuff
to other people.
Exactly. And it was like, that's not sustainable.
Right.
And it was a whole economic discourse.
Right.
And then we got a little bit political or civic. Yeah.
Depending on who you talk for.
Exactly. So it was during this period where the finance bill was released. So we hosted Julian Samboko.
Okay.
He's an economist.
Illustrious.
Yep.
Love his mind.
Yep. He's a brilliant mind.
Yeah.
So he talked us through the Finance Bill 2025.
Right.
So in detail, and even new policies that is about to be introduced, and even talked to us about how you can impact the finance bill. What if there's a room for you to make changes? How can you do it? How can you file petitions? How can you? So he walks people down through that process, and now it's not just reject this or abolish this. It's you can actually do something about it. Most of the time when you're having this kind of conversation, it's reject, atu wamesema, and it's like, we don't want that, we don't want that.
Right.
So when you say it, when you tweet it, that cannot affect anything in parliament. Like when you actually send a proposal, a petition, when you actually show up to these forums and talk about it and offer alternatives, that's when you make the actual impact. So he was taking us through that whole process. And then after that, it was during the protest period, and there was a lot of cases about police brutality and everything. So he brought in an historian who took us through the history of police brutality in colonial roots. So the colonial roots of police brutality. And she was explaining how it's not a system that's wrong right now. It's a system that was set up this way. So they actually...
Is this the headstrong
historian?
Historian?
Her name is Tayana.
Tayana. Oh, I saw that. I was so mad. I was so mad for missing out.
That was beautiful. That was very intriguing.
She's also brilliant.
She's so smart.
I'm seeing a parallel here that there is a specific profile of people that you come and bring to engage people, which is I love because it makes it accessible, because otherwise these are people we only see on TV or something like that.
Exactly.
Yeah, so when maybe a full of 300 strangers come and interact with this kind of profile of guest and get to have the conversation more interactive and accessible, I think I can get behind that.
Yes.
So that's really cool. But I want us to talk about something that you said here, that the point of Drunken Lectures is to bring impact, knowledge, and information to the society, and reimagining how that has been done before.
Yeah.
So what inspired the shift? How has it been done before? And what new thing is Drunken Lectures doing to reinvent the way impact, knowledge, and information kind of marry each other?
I think the first thing is in the name. So previous discourses in regards to how we operate as a society have been held in forums that are very rigid. So some people may not be able to access them, or they may see them too boring, or... Because to be honest, it's changing. Like there's a shift in society. Like you cannot ignore that. You cannot keep on publishing articles and keep on doing the same things that have been done, like pre-social media and pre-every, So we are going with the times. Like people nowadays, like their attention span and everything. Like let's be honest, So we're trying to accommodate that and creating a forum in a very informal way. So it's informal, but also delivers the same impact. If it was done in like some random library or some random offices, and then we'd have these people talking about it, it's the same thing they get when they come to Drunken Lectures. So it's about the space and how it's curated, because now it's more accommodating, and I'll listen more if I can be able to sip my cocktail and I can talk to my friend about something you've said, because now we don't have that kind of space. That's one of the things that we do. And then the other thing is we are really big on history, and so we know that he who forgets his history, like, is born to repeat it, right? So we understand this kind of conversations, like, they just don't start here. Everything that is happening right now, even in terms of, like, politically, socially, these things have been there before. They're just being done, like, differently. So we try and look at patterns. So every single lecture we have to talk about its history. Like, we had a lecture on the shapes of the universe versus the shapes of mankind, and we had this graphic designer talking us through the various shapes we see in the world and in human. And it took us way back to when they started building houses. And it was talking about how people build domes and how they're shaped kitambo, like the hearts were circular, and now we're living in, like, very rigid houses. So we're really heavy on history because we understand that if you understand patterns, then there's a way you can try and mitigate them. If you see a pattern, you can be like, this has happened before, this is bound to happen. So we're very heavy on history. And then the last one, I think, which is very, very important, is we try, in regards to impact, we try to put your mind in a place where you can do something about things. Like, as I mentioned, it's not just about talking about it. It's now, what can you do? What can you do? What can I do? How can you drive impact directly? So it's creating that forum. So at the end of the conversation with every lecture, we try to have them reimagine a future for us, for the audience. Like, what can we do? Even these are the questions that come up. So, okay, police brutality, it's bad, it's been happening, it's colonial roots. Now, what can we do about it now? What petitions can we file? How can we change the system? How can we make this stop? So having this kind of conversation and discussions, even when you talk about economics, philosophy, and everything in between.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, I love that. Is this live streamed anywhere?
Well, unfortunately, it's not live streamed, but we record it and release it on YouTube. So it's on our page. When you search Drunken Lectures on YouTube, you're going to see our previous lectures.
Okay.
Okay,
cool.
So it's recorded for YouTube.
It's recorded for YouTube.
Yeah.
Okay. So so now you guys are working on Uchungu na Uhuru.
Yes.
Do you want to tell us what that is? When, where, why?
This is actually the first time that name has been mentioned in public.
Oh,
Yeah,
are we
this
supposed
is-
to keep it hush?
No, I think it's time. I think it's time.
Okay.
Yeah, it's been something we've been working on. So
Okay.
it's meant to do several things. It's meant to, first of all, we normally host our lectures on Mondays. And so our
Where?
audience, we host our lectures on Mondays bi-monthly at the 254 Bear Districts in Westlands.
From 5:30
5:30
p.m.
So we have one today.
Okay.
It's 28th. So 2 weeks from now, we're going to have another.
Good.
That's how we work.
Yeah.
So we host them on Mondays. And so we understand that we have an audience that we kind of shift out and sieve them out because of the day, the time, it's in the middle of the week, or it's the start of the week. So we wanted to do like a lecture at a very convenient time for everybody. And so we were like, okay, let's do one at the weekend, like a Saturday afternoon. So we wanted to curate that. That was the first idea. And then we were like, okay, this is going to be big. Because already we sell out our tickets for 300 people every single Monday we do the lecture. So
wow.
we're like, if we do one on Saturday, it's going to be big.
Yeah.
So now we feel like we have a duty and a responsibility to make some sort of very big impact with it. Because now there's a larger audience,
Yeah.
So we looked around it and the kind of environment that we're in, because I mentioned we tune our lectures to the kind of environment and the times that we're in. And so that's how Uchungu na Uhuru came about.
Okay.
Uchungu na Uhuru is basically a translation of pain and freedom. So essentially, we want to take people through the journey of pain for freedom. So we'll go through a whole journey. As I mentioned, I'm very big on history.
Yeah.
So the whole journey, pre-colonial times, colonial times, post-colonial times, and through every different regime that we've had to go through pain. Either we've demonstrated actually or resisted something, or the government has inflicted pain on us or something along those lines, but at the cost for our freedom. So it's every instance of that we've had. We want to take people through that journey to be able to understand that this is not the first time that is happening. And just that sort of relief of, okay, this has happened before, it's not new, and we've always been fine. Because now, the thing about being in such a dense and tense political state is people become very anxious and very worried, and you don't know what's next. You don't know if tomorrow is going to be there or the next year or what is going to happen. So taking us through that journey to be able to understand, oh, these things have been done before, these things have always been there. And so it kind of calms you down, and now you have a little bit of history, and you can be able to see the patterns of how, oh, this is how they do it so that they can do this and do this and do that.
Yeah.
Just marking the patterns of different things, different places. And then now coming to the place where we talk about the impact and what can you do about it.
Yeah.
And then we're going to have, so Uchungu and Uhuru, the first lecture is going to be on that. So we're going to take you through that whole journey of the Kenyan history. And then now bring you to, okay, so we did all that.
Yeah. Now what?
Now what?
Yeah.
And even having the conversation of which ones were fruitful, why were they fruitful? Because now you can take notes from that. You can be like, oh, so they mobilized youths. Oh, so they went inside and did this and did that. So which ones were fruitful? Why were they fruitful? Which ones were not fruitful and why were they not fruitful? Yeah, and now we take notes.
Yeah.
And then afterwards, we're going to have like an artist performance because we feel like, well, it's gonna be very dense. I feel like I'm saying very layman's language. It's gonna be very dense. So we wanted to put like an intermission somewhere there because there's a lot of lecturing. So we're gonna have a musician. You better check out who that's gonna be. It's not yet out there. Yeah, but it's gonna be somebody
keep
big.
them guessing.
Yeah. So we're gonna have a musician take us through that journey in a more musical way and just entertain us. And then we're gonna dive into a panel.
Okay.
The panel this time around is gonna be like a replacement of the Q&A. So it's just a Q&A, but now with 3 people.
Okay.
So we're going to have the main lecture, the guy who talked about the why it worked and why it didn't work.
Yeah.
And then we're going to introduce somebody else and then the artist.
Okay.
And then now we're going to get to engage them with questions.
It's very cool.
Yeah, so the audience is going to ask them questions, they're going to answer, and hopefully at the end of it all, it's now the audience responsibility on what you take away from that lecture and what you're going to do after.
Right.
We've done our part, we've informed you.
Yeah.
We've brought it to your ears, we've brought it to your knowledge, now you know.
Whatever you do with that information, hey, it's on you.
It's up to you.
It's up to you.
Exactly.
It's a ticketed event.
Yeah.
Do we have the details yet out? The venue, date, timings?
Okay, it's going to be at the Nairobi Street Kitchen in Westlands.
Yeah.
It's going to be from 2 p.m. all the way till around 9.
Okay.
So gates open at 2 p.m.
Okay.
So we start at around 3.
Yeah.
And then it's going to run all the way till 9, 10-ish.
Yeah.
The tickets are going for 1,000 bob only.
Okay.
We have a front row ticket for 1,500 just to help with logistics and everything. It's going to be recorded, but obviously it's not the same as being there. But yeah, so it's going to be available because we also understand that when you ticket, there's some people who are left out.
Yeah.
And it's something for the people and for the society. And that's why we have that responsibility of making the notes available and making the YouTube video available for free for everybody who wants to engage and to know about this stuff.
Right.
Yeah.
Dates?
13th September.
Yeah.
It's going to be a Saturday. Nairobi Street Kitchen.
Yeah.
Be there at 2 p.m.
Okay. That's enough time for you to really, guys.
Exactly. It's a month from now.
It's a month and I guess
Plus.
a fortnight from now. So you really have time to plan yourself. Please, if your friend is getting married on that day, tell them to cancel.
Please.
So that they can accommodate.
So
that they can for Uchungu, you know, Saitoti said that there comes a time when the nation is much bigger than an individual. So it's not a reach to cancel your friend's wedding.
It's not you, it's
it's
me.
not you, it's me. It's not you, it's us
It's
as
us,
Kenyans
please.
and whatnot.
Yeah,
But I'm thinking about the quality of human interaction, right? And how this is, I guess the reception has been so wild because people are craving human interaction.
Yeah.
I mean, of course, we're living in a social media and digital age where things are mediated via screen. And so I want you to talk to us a little bit about that concept of, you know, bringing people together in a very hyper digitalized age where conversations are mostly happening online, but then now you guys come in and you get to unite Kenyans in a way that perhaps has not been done before. What does it do for you being in the room and seeing how people are interacting? And obviously there is a hunger for this kind of interactions because it seems like we are very starved of this quality of human interaction. Yeah, like as you said, the whole social media age thing. And it seems like there's, you know,
I want to say propaganda.
That we are not falling for.
We are not falling for. There's this whole propaganda of individualism and how everybody is a person on their own and how they should be, you are you and nobody owes you anything and that whole conversation. And we feel like no man is an island.
Nice.
I don't know who that is, Lucky Dube or whoever that
Must
is.
be one of those. The reggae nut can tell us she's in here.
But so no man is an island and we need each other. For a society to thrive, they need each other.
Right.
That's literally how Rome was built. That's literally how, during that time, that's how society was built. People used to meet under trees and have a philosopher, Kina Socrates, just tell them some random word and they'd snap their fingers and they change their narratives and now they shape society.
Correct.
So we feel like it's a responsibility. It's also very social, but also it's going to impact us directly. Like that's a byproduct of having the social interaction.
Right.
So having that social interaction opens up your mind. First of all, it makes you. We had like a forum where we asked people for feedback, and one of the comments that came was, "You guys have taught me how to accommodate opinions that are different from mine."
That is powerful.
Yeah.
That is how you change the world.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So it's not about you and you and you. One thing about social media is there's algorithm.
Right.
So if you like something, if you follow something, that's
they will bring
all
you that.
You are gonna see. And you're gonna think that's how the world revolves.
It's a pigeonhole. It's a setup.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So having this kind of forums is just opening up to society.
New ones.
And having people engage directly with you.
That's
and
right.
Having this kind of conversations with other people opens up your mind so much more. I don't know, just a brief one. There was a research where I don't know, like in your own opinion, Anne, would you prefer if you had a kid? If the kid could go to a class with more people or a class with fewer people, like where do you think they'd perform better?
I'm a social butterfly, so the more the merrier.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But which one do you think the kid would perform better? If they were in a class where they're like 15 and the teacher knows everybody's name and it's very interactive?
Yes.
Or in a class of
100,
50 or 100?
Of course, the 15. I
think. Funny thing is, it's the 100.
For real?
Yeah.
Oh,
apparently,
how come?
them interacting with other people and seeing other people, how they read, how they do this, how they interact, how they answer questions, and seeing all these different personalities shapes them to understand the world in a very not linear way.
Yeah, diversified way.
It's very broad.
Yeah.
And so we tend to bring that with the social thing. So it's having a forum where you can see other people, see how they relate to different conversations. Somebody's ask a very sensitive question and they'll be like, me, I don't care about that. And you have to be okay
and
with
you have
that.
to be okay with that. And the other layer is that some people might be getting a little bit tipsy while at it.
Exactly.
Actually, this is a very good place to take a break. I want us to come back and talk about when it becomes a little bit tipsy. How do you guys navigate those interactions? Yeah, when the drinks start getting the better of the people that are in the room. Yeah, and how do you kind of bring back and sort of navigate sanity? Because the conversation has to continue. The show must go on. So let's take a quick breather. We come back. We are still here with Mr. Mutinda Kilonzo. My God, I'm really enjoying myself here having this conversation about what the amazing work that the Drunken lectures are doing in terms of bringing Kenyans together to discuss things that matter to them as well, and just really reimagining a way of interaction in this very hyper-digitalized world. So let's take a quick breather. We come back and continue with this conversation. Do not move a muscle. We'll be right back.
From sunrise to sunset, all day and night. Power Radio.
Umenitesa netosheka, roho imezoea, ukitoka ninajua, leo sitatulia, kile nafikiria, huna idea, yale napitia, I know you know. I watch you put on makeup, standing by the mirror, your vibration is familiar. Yeah, it's a trigger, nakumbuka ukiweza kunifurahia. I wish you would stay, but I know you moved on. Nakujua tena sana, uliniachanga kitambo, najua uliniachanga kitambo. Najua uliniachanga kitambo. Nimezeeka so sitakasirika, nimeona ya dunia sitalipishia. Kitenda utatendwa, kwanza na unayempenda. Binadamu akiumia bado atarudia. Nakujua tena sana, nikikuona najua kila unawaza. And you know, naeza jua ukidanganya. So I find it so confusing when you lie, love. It gets so lonely. Usiku tanipata na mawazo. You say you love me, but najua uliniachanga kitambo. Najua uliniachanga kitambo. Najua uliniachanga kitambo. It gets so lonely. Usiku tanipata na mawazo. You say you love me, but najua uliniachanga kitambo. Najua ushamua misi wako.
Victoria. Hey, taba ujikiri igore todo. Oigio ndirono githie na mbere. Mwanake. Milenio. Mwanake kumana sukuru itangiria maya korutako. Mwanake tetio milioni 3 na itangiria mae. Mwanake kumana sukuru itangiria maya korutako. Mwanake tetio milioni 3 na itangiria mae. Noekeirwo harambe, noekeirwo harambe, noekeirwo harambe, noekeirwo harambe. Kana heo tenda, kana heo tenda, kana heo tenda, kana heo tenda. Kana endie kidney, kana endie kidney. Kana endie kidney, kana endie kidney. Kana hikia modongo, kana hikia modongo, kana hikia modongo, kana hikia modongo. Milenio. Mother, Buddha wa mwali wa kana, twetereire kana. Ndiyo kana, ndiyo muhiki, chokia beseria makoete karaoke, na niye ndikanga, thiaga na matrip. Jie mukangira borithi. Noekeirwo harambe, noekeirwo harambe, noekeirwo harambe, noekeirwo harambe. endia kidine. Kana endia kidine. Kana endia kidine. Kana endia kidine. Kana ikia modoko. Kana ikia modoko. Kana ikia modongo. Kana ikia modoko. Modoko.
From sunrise to sunset, all day and night. Power Radio.
All right, that is Mutoria featuring the so talented Irosh Mwanake Millennial. It's playing. Hey, well, what were Murima? There's so many errors and alls. Wachana nayo, nimeachana nayo. We are still here with Mr. Mutinda from the Drunken Lectures. We've been discussing the amazing work that they are doing in terms of reimagining how Kenyan conversations are had. And we've also established that, first of all, alcohol sort of unites Kenyans in ways that we can imagine. Let's just be honest. Let's be honest.
Yeah.
What was it? I think, is it Scotland or Ireland that is a very heavy drinking country?
Yeah, that's where beer comes from.
It had to be.
That's staple food.
Yes, it is staple food for them. At least their systems are... maybe they are working. I don't know. Right,
like
but
another third world country.
It is another third world country. I would only imagine.
Yeah.
Before we went on a break, we had started on a thread about what happens when people start becoming tipsy, and it's very opinionated people, as I can imagine. And we are having very nuanced conversations. It's easy to rub somebody off. Do we have glasses and bottles being thrown to people? We need to know, as people who are planning to come there, safety precautions.
Tunakuja na shield.
Tunakuja na shield.
But yeah, it's rarely, to be honest, if I'm being honest, it's because also it's a very short duration. What have you drunk for an hour for you to start three guns, you know? So it's when the lecture is happening, it's usually just 1 hour in.
Okay.
So also that's for you to let the drinks kick in a little bit. Also. A little bit, just a little bit. Enough for you to ask
spice.
The questions you don't have the guts to ask.
When you're sober.
Exactly. But also not drunk enough for you not to understand what's happening. That's another thing about our crowd. It's a very beautiful, civil, formal people, you know, wamejibeba vizuri, hopefully.
Yeah.
So we don't exactly have a lot of that, but we've had situations where people are throwing punches at the lecturer.
Ooh.
We've had a situation where somebody actually cried in a lecture as we were asking a question. It was a lecture on Congo. So the name was the Great Lakes Conflict, and this lecturer was taking us through the history and why Congo is in a situation that it is right now.
Yeah.
And so he was saying it's because of its founding fathers. And he was talking about how, those are not the people who you should be glorifying as the way that you do. He was talking about Patrice Lumumba. And he was saying, he was not like a socialist that you guys think, just that it didn't work for him. And that's why and so there's obviously, as I mentioned, like people who come for these things are usually into that. So somebody in the audience was a Congolese.
Okay.
And they got the mic
personal.
and they were like, why would you say that?
So you also attract, I was going to ask about the audience. You also attract, who is in the room mostly? Yeah.
Can I be honest? Or
Please be honest. Be honest.
Should I be honest?
Be honest.
To be honest, it's anybody in Nairobi.
Anybody.
We're in Nairobi, yeah.
Good.
If you're in Nairobi, it's usually... but also people who are comfortable having this kind of discourses. And most of the time you find that it's people in the middle class who are just from their offices. And also, I feel like we also serve a responsibility, or we serve the role of giving people, like they feel like they are doing something. If you get what I'm saying?
Yeah, I get
so
what you're
it's
saying.
people in their offices, middle class, upper class kind of guys, like don't exactly get to be in the forefront of fighting for our lives, or maybe they're not online like that, or maybe even foreigners who want to understand
Kenya.
what the hell is happening in this country. You know,
Yes.
like, so yeah, those
Yeah.
kind of people, majority usually come for our lectures. Yeah, but also every other person in Nairobi can come through.
Right.
Yep.
So it's obviously open for the public, and anyone can come
Anybody
through.
can come through.
Yeah. Okay. All right. That's cool. So, as we wrap up our conversation, are there plans to maybe have drunken lectures not only in Nairobi or not only in the beer district, but like across different, venues, across the nation, different counties as well? Any diversification plans that you have going on?
And you've made me spill a lot of tea in this.
That's my work.
I spill a lot of tea this
That's
one.
my work.
Funny enough, we have a lecture on tea today, so we'll be spilling some more tea.
I love that. Well, it was right there.
It was right there.
It was just right
I
there.
cooked.
You could not.
Yeah, but it's something we have to do, and it's something we're working on. So we want to take drunken lectures on the road.
Hey.
So potential partners.
All right.
This
If you're
information is
listening,
brought to you by drunken lectures.
Yes.
But essentially, because it's something, we have there's that thing where Nairobi only gets the good things.
Yeah.
I've got a lot of those. We've had conversations with guys in Kilifi, we've had conversations with guys in Kibwezi, we've had conversations so hopefully we're going to take it on the road, and it's going to be once in a while, maybe every month we're going to be somewhere.
Okay.
Yeah, but
somewhere
the
that is not Nairobi.
Somewhere near you. Maybe even in London.
Check local listings.
Yeah, check local listings. Definitely, but we're going to be on the road.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So we really are squeezed for time, but as we wrap up our conversation, what do you hope that the legacy of the drunken lectures is going to be 5 years in, 10 years in, 20 years in? You know, when you look back at what started as a beautiful journey. I think you guys started at Londro House.
Yep.
Was that?
Yep.
Yeah,
Yep.
I saw it and
Yep.
I was like, oh no, but I always go to church on that time.
Well,
Yeah. What do you hope?
I really hope Drunken Lectures becomes part of Nairobi's history or story. And by Nairobi, I don't mean the city, like the people. So it's having a conversation 10 years from now and quoting Drunken Lectures and saying, so you see some random fact or you see something and you're like, oh yeah, I learned that at Drunken Lectures. Or that's from Drunken Lectures. Or maybe a movement comes out of us, or maybe something just comes out of us that impacts the society that we're living in. Because that's our goal, that's our vision.
Yeah.
To change, I don't want to say radicalize, because that sounds very violent, but radicalize our society. Make drastic and measurable impact on our society.
All right.
Yeah.
That's cool. Let me just see. We have some couple of comments coming in. You might be able to address some of them. Oh, okay. I'm being told it's not YouTube, it's WhatsApp. Okay, so yes, just I know you had mentioned a little bit about it, but you can repeat for us. What is the edition today about?
Today we have an edition.
How much are the tickets?
Changing conversations are no longer in boardrooms alone.
Today we have
Social
Wangu
constructivism
Wamajani. She's the founder of Mason's Tea. So Mason's is something you can find. It's like it's a tea factory that processes tea.
Yeah.
You can find it in your local supermarkets.
Yeah.
Wangu is coming to talk to us about the Kenyan tea.
Okay.
So everything to do with tea.
Everything.
Let me tell you a fun fact.
Yeah.
Do you know what white tea is?
I don't know what white
White
tea
tea is not tea with milk.
With milk. Because that's, I was going to say.
I did know that.
There's more?
Yeah.
There's more.
Apparently there are more than 300 types of tea.
300?
Yep.
Have I
Plus.
been living a lie now?
Exactly. So she's going to be taking us through that whole journey of what is tea, blah, blah, blah. And now the history, as I mentioned. We are very heavy on that. So we're going to talk about who was the first person to plant the first tree bush. Are they called bushes? I think so.
Whatever.
We're going to learn tonight what they're called.
Hey.
But we're going to go through that whole journey. We're going to
That
talk
is
about
so
KTDA.
interesting.
We're going to talk about every other forum that's there to fight for the tea farmers in our country and how that is going.
Awesome.
On. Yeah.
Okay.
So we're going to be talking about tea.
Yeah.
We're going to be having tea also. I don't know if it's actual
Is it
mushene
tea
or yeah.
Is it
it's
in
for
all?
you to find out. Tickets are going for 500 bob.
Yeah, at the gate. Where do we
Link
get
in bio, guys.
Link in bio.
Social media,
link in
no.
bio, that is at the Drunken Lectures.
Yeah.
That's
yeah.
where you to find
on
them.
every social media platform.
Across all socials. The Drunken Lectures.
Yep.
And no other. That's the one. That's the only one. The only one. All right, cool. So that's where people find you. And one more time, please, the dates and the times and the ticket sales and the whatnots of the Uchungu na Uhuru edition.
Okay, so Uchungu na Uhuru is going to be happening 13th of September. Nairobi Street Kitchen. Tickets are going for 1,000 bob.
Yeah.
Funny thing is, Anna's made me spill this tea. Tickets are not yet out, but they're going to be out by today.
Okay.
Yeah.
Tonight.
Yeah, tonight.
Gotcha.
Tonight.
Awesome.
Hopefully.
Yeah.
Fingers crossed.
Fingers crossed. Parting shot?
Yeah.
Yeah, parting shot. A very drunken lectures parting shot.
Don't know what to say.
Make us
about
drunk
that.
with thought.
Too
Drunk
much
with
pressure.
thoughts.
This is too much pressure, man.
Yeah. No.
Thank you so much for this.
Thank you for
opportunity.
coming. Yeah.
Hopefully, see you guys the Uchungu and Uhuru. So it's pain and freedom.
Yeah.
We're gonna take you through pain, through laughter, and through you imagining how your future is gonna look like.
Yeah.
So just that whole process.
Right.
I don't really have a parting shot. Tupatane Uchungu na Uhuru.
That's fine. That's fine with
Tupatane
us.
Uchungu na Uhuru.
Awesome. Alright, tupatane Uchungu na Uhuru. And for those that are coming today, Bia District 254 Westlands is the place to be from 5:30 all the way till 8:30-ish. Yeah.
Kenyan time,
Kenyan
8-ish.
time. 8-ish. Yeah. 8-ish. Yeah.
Zakwadi time,
Let's come talk
8-ish.
about tea. Let's come spill some tea. Let's come taste some tea. You might scoop some tea bags as well as you go home. Who knows? Who knows?
Who knows?
Just be in the room.
Yeah.
Be in the room. But
Yeah.
Mr. Mutinda, what an absolute privilege to talk to you this morning.
Lovely.
I feel I had broken up with Kenya. I had broken up with Kenya, but seeing that there's some like little ounces of fun and joy
You're
as
bringing that
resistance.
back.
Yes.
Yeah.
Has made me kind of, you know what, maybe it's not too bad. Maybe it's not too shabby.
too bad.
Yeah, it's not too bad. Yeah, so I'm really excited to go to my first edition of the Drunken Lectures, but thank you for the privilege of your time. All the best with the planning every other edition that is going to be subsequent, and hopefully I can make it to all of them.
Hopefully.
Yeah.
You too, whoever's watching this.
Yeah, you too as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, and to you, our lovely listener, watcher, audience member, thank you so much for choosing the time with us to spend it with the Power Morning Drive Show. We do this each and every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. And before I let you go, I will indeed leave you in the very able and safe hands of Miss Caroline Murote. She comes in from 11 a.m. with Shiva Sessions. Then later on, we shall be joined by our in-house advocate, Mr. James Wanyoike. He comes in with Sharia Dive to break down all things to do with the Kenyan Constitution, the law, and everything in between. But kama kawa, mimi sina la ziada. I'm going to love you and leave you, and I will see you on Wednesday. And guess what? There has been crisis in the education sector. Things like capitation issues. We do not have anything going on in terms of funding the education sector. I do not believe it 1 ounce. So we are going to be having a conversation with education specialist and activist, Mr. Pamphile Omondi, to break down and kind of make sense of what exactly do we do, how do we move forward, how do we find solutions through capitation and funding for the free primary and secondary education sector in Kenya. So I will see you then. For now, it's a goodbye. God bless, and keep it Power Radio. Toodaloo.
From sunrise to sunset, all day and night. Power Radio.
tukagero tene magapunyarara la imagine toire tuna tuno muthakara na wona takaria kuiwendaga ukona kagigaga gutukania. And we still learning the basics. Every day feeling like we're stuck in the matrix, enslaved by the time that we feel like we're wasting. Chained to the hustle, dreams that we're chasing. I want to be free. I want to be free. Kerenyaga, yonyore aweka, yoga metawe. Kerenyaga, yonyore aweka, yoga metawe. Kerenyaga, yonyore aweka, yoga metawe.
From sunrise to sunset, all day and night. Power Radio.